Hello and welcome back to MotoGP action. It's time for the British Grand Prix. It means after 5 long weeks without some motorcycle racing in your life, we are finally going to be back on track this weekend in Silverstone. And it's certainly been, well, a couple of days full of news already. If you didn't see yesterday, the shock announcement that Alex Rins will be switching over to Monster Energy Yamaha for next year with Franco Morbidelli departing. His future yet to be decided. It's uncertain, but there are some rumours that he might end up on a Ducati next year, but that is yet to be seen. Anyway, as we do say, it is the British Grand Prix. The British Grand Prix generally means that there might be a little bit of inclement weather. Today it's not too bad, it is a little bit cold, but the prediction for the forecast this weekend is that it is going to rain. So, well, we know that British riders are pretty good in rain, but there also are some others that are decent in rain too. And speaking of British riders, the guest this week, it is Jake Dixon, and a great time to bring Jake in after his first ever Grand Prix win last time out in Assen before the summer break. So we'll bring Jake in and say hello to him. Jake, it's good to see you. Firstly, I have to ask, obviously it was your first summer with your new baby girl. How's the sleeping pattern working out? Are you doing all right?
Yeah, good, mate. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. It's obviously it's been a fantastic break. Obviously, spending my first summer break with my little girl Summer. So we went to Croatia. It was super nice, super chill. But I'm ready to get back racing now. I'm here in front of the British crowd, so there's no more motivation like there is today. And obviously, it's great to see all the fans that are here supporting us already. Hopefully we can put on a good show from this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. We know that already you've been fairly busy this morning, so we'll try to keep this one brief for you. Of course, home Grand Prix, not that, we don't want to add any more pressure onto you. We know that you guys as riders do that enough for yourselves, but there is a little bit more pressure the weekend, but I feel like you're not a rider that really gets affected by that too much.
Yeah, I think there's no more pressure than what I already put on myself, you see. So I think coming into a British GP, it's obviously great to come here in front of the fans and everything like that. But for me, it's not any more added pressure because I want to go out and do a job for me and the team. And we've got some more races to go out and try to win. And I'm definitely going to be trying my best come this weekend, no matter if it's my home GP or not. I always give 120%. So I think it's just a matter of keeping calm, getting back into the groove of things. Obviously, we've been 5 weeks out and feeling our feet.
And of course, coming back to it now, third in the championship and with some real momentum on your side after your fantastic win last time out in Assen. Confidence is high always with yourself, but it must be extra high at the minute.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's obviously nice to come off the back of a win, because I've been talking it up for so long that I've finally done it. So I think that's obviously an added pressure that's gone off me now because people know that I can now win races. So it was never in doubt in my mind, but it's obviously, if you talk the talk, you need to walk the walk. So finally I've done the walking and I can do less of the talking.
Absolutely. Well, we need you to do a little bit more talking for us at the minute because you are here to do a little quick job for us, and we'll bring in the MotoGP Fantasy team that we do have now. So, obviously, this weekend, British Grand Prix, it's always really, really close in Silverstone. I think the last time here, last year was one of the closest top 10 finishes or something we've had for a long, long time. Looking at this team that we've got there, we've got the two God riders of Jorge Martin, Maverick Vinales, and then our silver riders Valeix and Alex Marquez. Springs to mind anyone that you think that could be a potential weak link this weekend?
Well, I'm thinking that I've actually been thinking about it a little bit more. Yeah, I think Vinales I wouldn't necessarily put in. Just because you don't know what you're going to get with him. Like, when he's on his day, he's unbelievable fast, like ridiculous. But for me, you need someone that's maybe not necessarily going to be so up and down, So I think I would want to swap him out.
Okay. Well, we do have
do you know what?
2.2 million to play with. I know that you said to me before this about Bezzecchi. We could actually swap Bezzecchi because we've got 2.2 million, so we'd just have enough for Bezzecchi if you wanted to make that straight swap.
Yeah, I think if we'd made that change from Vinales to Bezzecchi, I think that's a really good change for me, I think. Martin, I think, he's an absolute bulldog, so I like him. I really, really like him. I like his attitude towards racing as well, so I think he's good to stay.
So let's make that change for you and then see where it leaves us. So
Yeah.
we'll leave us with just the 100k that we have. But if we go down through some of the other riders, we'll see if we can maybe make
Yep.
any other changes. So if you were to change another rider, who would you look at? Do you think you would maybe change
Uh,
Aleix or Alex?
do you know what?
It's tricky that. Remember last
Uh,
year, Aleix
it.
was probably going to win on the Sunday, but then he had that huge FP4 crash. If you remember that.
I feel that Aleix, though, I don't know for what reason, was in a little bit better position than what he is necessarily this year. That's not to say he's not been riding great, because he has been.
Yeah.
But I think I like Alex Marquez. I think he's only getting stronger, so I'd like to keep him.
Okay.
He's 2 million as well, so he's not so bad. But I need to have a. I think I need to have a look to see about if
Right.
there's anyone that I would think would fit better for Aleix.
Let's have a look then. So Aleix was 2.6, and we'd have
Yeah.
2.7 to play with. So obviously, you guys like Augusto Fernandez would be within the question, but Brad Binder would just miss out. Morbidelli, obviously, he's a topical man at the moment.
What was Aleix? 2.6.
2.6, so we'd have 2.7.
I'm changing. I'm changing him to. I'm changing him to Fabio.
Fabio, where's Fabio? 2.6. Ah, spot on, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Fabio, of course, had probably one of his most positive weekends last time. I know that you are very good friends with him, so I'm sure you can understand a bit better.
Do you know what? I
the
just
situation
think
with how he is.
Yeah, I just think that he's going to want to go out and prove a point this weekend. I think, obviously, with the new signing of Alex Rins coming in, I think he wants to almost stamp his authority straight away to just show Yamaha again that why they signed him is the correct reason to why they keep him, because he's getting the maximum out of the package. Yeah, there's a long straight here, but there's a lot of fast corners, which the Yamaha, I know from experience, works very, very well around here. So I think that's a good team. I think that's a really good team. I think you've got the three Ducatis, which you can pretty much rely on. Obviously, the team with Grassini, I think, is a great team. And then I think the wild card for me would be almost Fabio in this weekend. So I think that's the good option.
Well, it's interesting there that you're chatting about, obviously, Fabio's going to have a new teammate for next year in Alex Rins. There was a while where your name was popping up in that conversation, and obviously, I imagine you can't tell us anything, but we've got to ask. Was it anything that was really realistic that you were maybe going to be in MotoGP next year, and your plans anyway for next year? Is there anything you can say just yet?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, we spoke with Lynn. Lynn, we did have some talks with him, and I'm sure that he would be open to say that he did. But I think that there's lacking a bit in development at the minute that I feel that they need for themselves. Some experienced riders on the bike to try to develop the bike a little bit more. I think it was a bit too much. He feels, I think, as a risk to take maybe a rookie. Not in my opinion, because I think if they took a rookie, then they've got fresh blood in it, and no matter how good or bad the bike is, you'll always get 100%. Where maybe some of the other riders with a bit more experience will maybe not necessarily push so much, or they don't maybe have the necessary right feeling to go over the limit, or they know what feeling they should have, where the rookie necessarily wouldn't. But yeah, I think, we spoke with them. We're speaking with many other teams as well. Frankie's got a busy job at the minute, but I think I really, really want to be in MotoGP. That I've made it apparent before. Look, my results are speaking on track now. I know I've been in Moto2 5 years, but I didn't do Moto3, so people need to bear that in mind. I started at 14 years old in road racing, and if you look at it like that, I was late to the game. So I'm always going to be late in development to come to MotoGP. So I'm only just starting. I just need that one shot in MotoGP that I feel that if they give me it on the bike, I'll be able to show everyone what I can go out and do.
Yeah, I think a lot of people share the sentiments, Jake. Absolutely. You've come a long way in a very short time, and it shows with the results and the consistency this year. Obviously, that's something that leaded on into the second half of the year. You know, you're third in the championship now, and if you can repeat performances like those in Assen, you know, obviously championship is going to be very, very hard to do, but I'm sure that within yourself you feel like you can achieve it.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I've got as good as opportunity as anyone out there. The hype is around the other boys, not me. So that's always nice because I feel like I've always got something to prove. So they can all keep hyping up them people, and I'll just keep going about my business in the dark, you know. So I'm out there grinding in the summer holiday whilst all the others have been out there partying Ibiza. So yeah, I've already got that mental edge over what they have, and like I say, championship is obviously on our minds, but we've got a long way to go, 12 races to go, and I think that anything is possible, anything can happen, but if we keep it smart, keep working hard towards our goals, I think anything's possible.
Big words indeed. Now, before we let you go, Jake, we do just have a little bit of tradition here, where we ask every rider that comes on to do the fantasy preview to predict the MotoGP podium this weekend. You can discount the sprint; we're not too worried about that one. But for the main Grand Prix on the Sunday, who's in your top three? Do you think?
I'm gonna go for Martin.
Nice. Any particular reason?
Just like I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah, fair enough.
Bezecchi, because he's on a good run, and Fabio.
Okay. No Pecco. Pecco won here last year as well.
Yeah, but listen, I got 2 Ducatis in there already. I'm not making it free. I'm going with my boy Fabio.
Yeah, true. Loyal to the team. I like it. Okay. Well, Jake, it's been a pleasure having you on. Of course, you are a very busy man today, so make sure you scurry off and get to the rest of the autographs and interviews that you've got to do, and we'll wish you luck this weekend as well.
No, it's my pleasure, mate. Thanks for having me on, and yeah, everyone tune in this weekend.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jake.
Cheers, thank you.
So then, this is going to be Jake Dixon's team for his home Grand Prix this weekend in Silverstone. Of course, it looks like it could be a very wet weekend indeed. So when you're choosing your team, maybe take a little bit of a gamble on a wet weather warrior. Of course, there are a few in here that are pretty good in the wet as well. But so he's gone for then in the Gold Riders, Jorge Martin. He's kept him in at gold, but did remove both Aprilias in the end to put Marco Bezzecchi in at gold and also Fabio Quartararo, his good friend, in at silver along with Alex Marquez. Of course, Fabio, last time in Assen, had probably his most positive weekend of the season, that's for sure, even though he did have that crash on the Sunday with Johan Zarco, but that sprint podium was a bit of a masterclass, to be honest. It was certainly very good. We kept Ducati and also Gresini Racing, two very, very good picks for your constructor and your team. If we do scroll down, of course, there are some other options that are looking pretty good. One more person to point out, if you do have a little bit less budget on your side, Augusto Fernandez usually picks up quite a lot of positions in the race, actually. So he's always a good one to go for. He's only 2.4 million, but throughout the full season, he's had 159 points. Now, something we need to point out, Jake removed Maverick Vinales, but Maverick Vinales is a bit of a topic in himself because if you remember from before, we do have the Maverick Vinales official league, and that league actually ends after the British Grand Prix this weekend. This league, if you do win it, at the moment it's Ron X at the top with 809 points. If he wins that, then that person at the top there will have 2 tickets to the Catalan Grand Prix, 2 grandstand tickets to the Catalan Grand Prix, and also to have a meet and greet with Maverick himself. So one round to hold on there for Ron X. What's the points gap there? He's got about 20 points on Javirus there in second. So certainly getting tight there in that race. So that is pretty much going to be it then for the fantasy preview for the British Grand Prix. Of course, it's great to be back. It's been a long, long time without MotoGP action on track. And if you haven't signed up to MotoGP Fantasy yet, make sure you do. You can sign up whenever you want. Just head to fantasy.motogp.com. You'll be able to input all of your info and build your team straight away. So thank you very much for watching, and make sure you tune into the British Grand Prix this weekend. We feel like there could be a few fireworks.